Going here. There we go. How's it going, guys? Another edition here. Jim Ross with 3 Mile Storage Management. Today, kind of looking at the topic for being not alone. You're not alone in self storage. Should have had a little more of a solemn intro. That was too upbeat for this one. Uh, but anyways, uh, this come up from a conversation I had last week with an owner new in the industry that had come in, been in about 6 months. And as I was kind of talking to him and hearing about his story, man, he went alone, and maybe that's just his personality. Like, I can do this myself. Where here we go. But the more we talked, I kind of realized that he could have, just from talking to other owners, that kind of blazed this path ahead of him before we got into storage. Could have kind of warned him about some landmines to avoid. We all have stories like that. But more so when it came to operations. He's been, 6 months into the operations now and realizing, oh crap, I may have maybe chose the wrong software, or the website I'm not very happy with. My marketing's kind of every which way, not much of a focus. Even down to, should I have gone with a manager or gone remote? Just these kind of questions. And we're talking, 6 months down the road now, and we're in a rental season. And I just was thinking, man, yeah, in this industry, you're not alone. Okay, that's the bottom line for this segment. You're not alone. There's tons of support and resources out there for self storage owners, especially for new and newbie self storage owners. There's just a lot of resources, and more so every single day. Just scratch the surface here. You got your associations. You got your self storage association. You got inside self storage. You got your state associations. That's the first place to look at. Look at your state associations. See what kind of meetups they have. A lot of them have quarterly meetups. Sometimes they'll have monthly, like Zoom type sessions. Nothing else. You go to like the yearly big, self-storage association, inside self-storage association, when they have their big conferences. Go to those, network with those people, talk with the vendors, talk with other owners and operators. That's a great way to start. I even know a guy that he just took it under himself to be like, I'm just going to do my own thing. And he just went around to a bunch of storage sites in his area, said, hey, I'm an owner of this location. Can you put me in touch with the owner? I just want to ask a few questions. And then he started his own, frankly, local meetup. Even if it's, phone call meetups, goes a long way. And that's been a great resource for him. And I heard that story from him. Like, that's awesome, dude. I love when people don't wait for someone else to get something going. He's like, I'm just going to do it myself. And that's been a great, especially when it's so hyper local kind of a market. They've really been learning a lot from each other. So I love hearing that. Podcasts, I've talked about it before. The power of the podcast. Cool. Listen to those podcasts. There's a lot of resources there. Selfish plug here for this as well. I do a thing every other Friday with Jim Mooney Jr. called Q&A with Jim and Jim. You can look at 3milestorage.com. Just look under events. You'll see a tab there to register for that. That's just a free flowing Q&A session. We talk about anything: marketing, revenue, operations, you name it. There's other vendors out there that do their videos and resources and webinars, things like that. SBOA, Storage Pug, they come to mind. Anyway, just takes a little bit of digging, not much, but a little bit of digging, and you'll start finding all these resources. There's a lot out there. And it's just a matter of just putting yourself out there and asking those questions, making those connections. And man, it's just the people that just do that and just making some of those connections, their businesses, kind of like I said at the very beginning, kind of avoid some of these landmines that probably could have been easily avoided with a simple question, a little conversation, and it kind of got steered in the right direction. Oh, masterminds, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, masterminds they're out there as well for this kind of stuff. Anyway, there's not a lack of resources. Okay, so please, you're not alone. Don't go it alone. There's no reason to. this day and age. So hopefully that helped a little bit. Again, I'm happy to go to 3milestorage.com, book a time to chat with me. I can point you in the right direction as well. Don't just listen to me. Frankly, please. I'm just one little cog in this whole big self-storage machine. Don't just take my word for it. I can point you in the right direction for other people to talk to as well, kind of depending on what you're going through. So, all right. Thanks so much, guys. Take care. See you later.